Right. Good morning to all of you. Hope you're having a great day so far. Um, we have um, we have 21 participants as of now. So I hope the others will join along as we proceed with the lecture. Um, so then let's start, right? Okay, so we are in the middle of the discussing about organizational strategies, right? So we have discussed halfway through the chapter, but let me first quickly do a recap of what we've been learning so far. Right? So you have learned what is a strategy, right? We have we can give a very basic reference to strategy as a future direction of the company, right? A definition of the future direction of a company, right? So you have also learned the importance of digital business strategy within this organizational strategy, right? Under this, we have discussed how within an organization, specifically in large scale or global scale organizations, there are different levels of strategies: corporate strategies, business unit strategies, and operational strategies. And also in some organizations we find, not in some organizations, in any organization we find these kinds of most of them having functional strategies specific to several functional areas of that organization, right? So we discussed how these are arranged within an organization. Then also we learned why it is important for an organization to have a digital business strategy, and what happens when your organization's digital business strategy is not properly defined, how you can miss certain opportunities, and how your organization will not have a proper direction if you don't have a properly defined strategy, and also how certain business processes will be not properly integrated, right? And how certain systems will not be connected with each other, and also how that could lead to resource wastage, right? So we have discussed about all these things. Then we have learned, in order to avoid these kinds of problems, organizations should have a properly defined digital business strategy, and we highlighted the importance of the element of digital business strategy within an organization's corporate strategy, isn't it? Then we moved on to talk about these digital channel strategies, right? Under digital business strategy, one of the most important segments is the digital channel strategies, right? Under digital channel strategies, what do we talk about? About, specific goals and specific approaches that an organization has in place for using their different digital channels, electronic channels, right? So these strategies we also learned, they can be specific to the buy side of an organization, or they can be more specific to the sell side of an organization, or even within the internal organizational processes, infrastructure related scenarios as well, right? Then we started a discussion on strategy process models, right? So what is a strategy process model? It is actually a framework within an organization that can give a proper flow or a logical sequence within an organization to ensure that all the key activities of that particular organization's digital business strategy are, in a proper order, right? All these elements have been included of the an organization's digital business strategy. All the elements inside that are being included, and that they are being followed in a proper order, right? That is what strategy process models try to provide a framework for. Right. Then we also learned that strategy process models could be different from one another, right? There could be many different kinds of strategy process models that are, different based on the context they are being used. However, any strategy process model, we said, follows these 5 key elements, right? I hope you remember the 5 elements. Now, since we revised it, we learned it just several days earlier, and also we provide a recording of that lecture also. So I'm not going to go into a detailed revision of all these things, right? Just to brush up you on what we have learned. Then we learned that any strategy process model involves these 4 key steps. What are they? Strategy process models should go through a strategic analysis phase, strategic objective phase, strategy definition phase, and also a strategy implementation phase. These 4 steps are common to strategy process models, right? No matter what your organization is, if you are to come up with a proper digital business strategy, right? If you are to come up with an e-business strategy, any kind of strategy, you have to go through these stages, right? So I believe you have finished your discussion on strategic analysis. Strategic analysis part එකේ discussion එක මම හිතනවා ඔයාලා මේ වෙද්දි ඉවර කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. Right? So please tell me if yes. I believe we have to start with strategic objectives today. Right? So under strategy analysis, we also call this situational analysis. Right? So what does this include? You usually examine your organization's internal resources and processes, your organization's competitive environment, and the wider environment. So you have discussed in detail what constitutes each of these elements when it comes to the environment, right? You should be in a position to explain what is included in each of these elements within a company, right? Right. Thanks, Tamoda. Then we have learned in detail how each of these analysis can be performed, right? So how you assess the organization's resources and processes, how you can assess the companies, or how you can analyze the company's environment, right? Whether it's the micro environment, it's the macro environment, it can be anything. How you can do this, and how you can assess the competitive threats, right? And also at each of these stages, your organization can use different models, different useful strategic tools are present for aiding you with these analysis processes. For example, if you want to analyze your organization's internal resources and processes, you can do certain analysis such as the RIN analysis, right? The RIO analysis. Maybe you have learned these things in your strategic management modules, right? Whether the resources you have valuable, rare, inimitable, right? I hope you have heard of these terms, right? The RIN model and all those things. And maybe you are using a SWOT model to assess your organization's internal strengths, weaknesses, right? And also to see what kind of opportunities might emerge from the external environment and the threats that might emerge, right? So when it comes to the competitive environment analysis, once again, there are many different kinds of tools that you can use, right? For example, here we have highlighted the Michael Porter's 5 forces model, right? A classic model that has been extensively used over a decades, and still is a very valid framework to assess how different competitive threats come into play within the particular business environment that you are engaged in, and how it decides the competitive position that you are currently in, right? So these things, there are many digital tools that you can get the use of in order to do these kinds of analysis. Right. So with that, today let's start our discussion on strategic objectives, right? So the term objectives is not something that is new for you. You have learned about the concept of objectives in several courses within your degree program, but let's see how this strategic objective setting is practically done within organizations, what it entails, right? So specifically, we are focusing our attention here with reference to a digital business context, right? Or let's say digital channels, right? Right. Then the firstly, there's an introduction. Defining and communicating an organization's strategic objectives is a key element of any strategy process model, right? So an organization needs to definitely properly define their organization's strategic objectives, and also they have to communicate them properly, right? Why do you, to whom do you think these things should be communicated? Should be properly defined, one thing, and also on the other hand, it has to be communicated maybe to your employees, right? One of the key stakeholders of your organization in your internal environment is your employees, right? Your employees, your investors, right? Then sometimes even your supply chain partners might be a part of this, right? So likewise, there can be many different parties to whom you communicate this based on the context of your organization. You don't necessarily have to communicate your organization's internal objectives to external parties like your retailers or whatsoever, not in that kind of a detailed way, but there can be instances where some partners, some stakeholders of your organizations would need to be aware of what your organization needs to achieve in order to support that objective, right? So by communicating, what you do is you ensure that your organization's journey is being understood by these different partners, or these different parties rather, right? And by understanding your organization's objectives, you expect to get their contribution, their support for your journey. Then they have a proper understanding of what you're trying to achieve, then they can also contribute better in order to achieve this objective, right? So then what does the first point say? The strategy definition and implementation elements of strategy must be directed to achieve the objectives, right? Now, after these strategic objectives, there is a strategy definition and strategy implementation. I hope you remember, right? Sorry. Here, now in a strategy process model, we discussed strategic analysis. Now we are discussing strategic objectives. What comes after this? There should be a strategy definition and strategy implementation, right? So now we are here at the second stage. Now, when you are talking about strategy objectives, important thing to remember is that your organization strategy definition and implementation elements, both these elements must be directed to achieve your organization's objectives. That means the rest of the stages in the strategy process model, in the strategy process, they have to be properly connected with each other, right? So the strategy definitions that you make, and also this after that you make certain strategic choices. Now at the strategy definition stage, when we come to that, I will talk about that. So certain strategic options you generate, right? And then you make certain strategic choices, right? So all those things happen. So when this strategy definition part, it has to be tightly integrated to the objectives that you set. Also, the same thing have to be implemented at the end. So that is why there have to be a clear coherence or the clear integration among these elements. Now, first of all, you analyze your organization's environment, right? Through that, you understand what your organization is internally capable of doing. අපේ organization එක අභ්‍යන්තර පරිසරය අවබෝධ analyze කරලා ඒ අවබෝධය අපි ලබා ගන්නවා. අපිට තියෙන resources මොනවාද? අපිට තියෙන competencies මොනවාද? නේ? What can we do well, right? Do we have a very good system of human resource management, or is our research and development strength a very important competency that we have, or maybe our customer loyalty is there, right? Or maybe our goodwill, right? Likewise, you analyze and understand what your organization is good at doing, and also your resource base. Do we have enough financial resources? Do we have enough human resources, right? Do we have access to resources for our organization processes, maybe in terms of material and such that. So you get a good understanding about these things, right? What about the technology of our organization? Then you make a clear, you figure out where your company is at the moment in terms of internally, in terms of what you need, where is your company? And also externally you analyze, no? Last day we discussed about it. Competitive environment එක ඇතුලේ මගේ organization එකට, අපේ organization එකට තියෙන තැන මොකක්ද? අපිට ඉන්න key competitors ලා කවුද? ඒගොල්ලන්ට සාපේක්ෂව අපි industry එකේ කොයි තැනද ඉන්නේ? අපේ market share එක කොච්චරද? අපි position වෙලා ඉන්නේ market එකේ කීවෙනි තැනද? අපේ customer base එක කවුද? Right? අපි reach out කරන target audience එක කවුද? Right? And also අපේ organization එකට affect වෙන variables මොනවාද? External wider macro environment එකේ තියෙන. කොහොමද legal for example legal scenario එක කොහොමද අපේ organization එකට impact වෙන්නේ? Right? මොන වගේ දේවල් වලින්ද govern වෙන්න ඕනේ අපි. එතකොට technologically ගත්තොත් organization එක පැත්තට තියෙන opportunities or threats මොනවාද? Right? How are we facing that? Right? And also in terms of now for identifying those kinds of things, maybe you can do a SLEP analysis. We have talked about those things earlier, I hope you remember. And also by using a Porter's 5 forces analysis, you can understand the competitive position that your organization is currently in, right? Like I mentioned, these key competitors and all those things, and what kind of rivalries there are within the organization, and what kind of threat do we have from new entrants. Likewise, you have a very good idea of the strategy analysis process. So that also have to have a very good clear integration with the rest of the steps. Now, because based on the results of your strategy analysis only, you will be able to define what your objectives are. The organization එක ගැන හොඳ අවබෝධයක් ලබා ගන්න ඕනේ strategy analysis stage එකේදී. ඒ strategy analysis එකේදී ඔයාට ලැබෙන දැනුම මත පදනම් වෙලා තමයි ඔයා ඔයාගේ organization එකේ strategic objectives generate කරන්න ඕනේ, right? Maybe let's assume that from the strategic analysis you have understood that your organization is currently threatened due to the ongoing COVID scenario. Maybe you are a very much traditionally based organization, and there are travel restrictions around the country, and there's a possible upbringing of another wave of COVID, right? Now this Omicron is coming, right? So it is a good observation that you can do from an environment analysis, right? So you don't know what uncertainties you may have to face. So now after this analysis, let's assume that you have found out that in order to survive going forward, in order to survive in the long run, your organization may have to make certain strategic changes, right? Maybe in terms of the way you reach out to your customers, in terms of the way you deliver your products and services, in terms of your revenue model. Now you have understood that you may have to make certain changes based on the understanding you gain from the environment analysis, right? So based on that, you generate objectives specific to your organization, right? So that objectives also have to be very clearly integrated with the rest of the stages of your strategy development process, right? Then the overall success of e-business strategy will be assessed by comparing actual results against objectives and taking action to improve strategy, right? So how can you assess whether your e-business strategy is successful as a business? අපේ e-business strategy එක successful ද නැද්ද කියන එක අපිට assess කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ අනිවාර්යෙන්ම අපේ මේ strategy එක implement කරාට පස්සේ තියෙන actual results අපි compare කරලා බලන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ අපි initially set කරපු objectives එක්ක, right? We have to be able to compare the end result after implementing the strategy. We have to compare it with our initially set objectives, right? Then only you can have an assessment of whether you have been successful as a business organization in coming up with these new strategies, right? So in order to do that, now I hope you can understand how important it is for you to have very clearly defined objectives at the first stage. ඔයා initial stage එකේදී හොඳින් define කරපු objectives වලට තිබ්බේ නැත්නම් ඒ objectives හරියට communicate වෙලා තිබ්බේ නැත්නම් අවශ්‍ය පාර්ශවයන් වලට අපේ strategy implementation process එකේදී ගැටලු ඇති වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ. අපි ඕගනයිසේෂන් එකක් විදිහට මොන පැත්තටද යන්නේ කියන එක ගැන එම්ප්ලොයිස්ලට අවබෝධයක් නැත්තම් මොකක්ද අපි අචීව් කරන්න යන්නේ කියන එක අවබෝධයක් නැත්තම් ඉම්ප්ලිමන්ටේෂන් ස්ටේජ් එකේදී යම් ගැටලු වලට මුහුණ දෙන්න පුළුවන් සහ ඕගොල්ලන් ඉනිෂියලි බලාපොරොත්තු වුණ රිසල්ට්ස් ඕගලන්ට නොලැබී යන්න පුළුවන්, right? So the third part says clear realistic objectives help communicate the goals and significance of an e-business initiative to employees and partners. Now, having clear and realistic objectives, they can help your organization to communicate your organization's goals to those parties that I earlier also mentioned, maybe to your employees, to different partners of your employees, right? So it's very important that these are very realistic and clear, right? They have to be clearly understandable by these the different stakeholders that we communicate these objectives to. They should be able to clearly understand what they are, and also they have to be realistic. You cannot have unrealistic objectives that are not achievable. Let's talk about that in detail as we move along this section. So anyway, what you have to understand is how important it is to get your strategic objectives right? Because it informs the rest of your strategic development process, right? Then it further elaborates an effective strategy development process links general goals, more specific objectives, performance measures or KPIs and strategies, right? So if it's a good strategy development process, there should be a proper linkage between your organization's goals, objectives, and KPIs, or performance measures. That is also very important. දැන් ඔයාලා strategy එකක් develop කරනකොට organization එකට broader goals තියෙනවානේ. goals කියන ඒවා ඔයගොල්ලන් ඉගෙනගෙනත් ඇති strategic management modules වල සමහර විට objective එකකුයි goal එකකුයි compare කරාම මොකද්ද වෙනස? What is difference between a goal and an objective? Yes. What is the difference between a goal and an objective? Can anyone tell me? Goal එකක සහ objective එකක් අතර තියෙන වෙනස මොකක්ද? Yeah. We have one answer. Okay, so goals are there to achieve objectives. That means, that means under goals you have objectives. Okay, so someone says a goal can be long term, objectives short term. Now it depends, right? So in general, you can see that a goal can be long term because a goal is very broad in sense, right? But objectives, once again, there can be short term objectives, there can be long term objectives for an organization, right? අපේ objectives long term යනවා වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, short term යනවා වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. But you know, when it comes to the scope, a goal is more broad, right? Objective එකකට වඩා goal එකක් අපි කියන පුළුල්, ඒක broad වැඩි. Objective එකක් ඒ goal එකකට වඩා clearly defined. So yes, as you very correctly mentioned, an objective details out, or let's say, rather than saying details out, an objective explains more specifically how your broader goals are being achieved, right? So in an effective strategy development process, these broader goals of your organization, the objectives you have in order to realize those goals, and the performance measures that you have to measure whether these have been achieved. What do you mean by performance measures? Why is it important for an organization to have performance measures? මොකද්ද මේ KPI කියලා කියන්නේ අපි? අපි මේ term එක කලින් නුත් ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා. Yes? What is a KPI? What do you mean by a KPI? What does a KPI do? මොකද්ද මේ KPI එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ? Yes? What's a KPI? You have definitely heard of this earlier. What does a KPI do? No idea? Yes, good. A KPI is a key performance indicator. So what do you mean by a key performance indicator? මොකද්ද key performance indicator එකකින් කරන්නේ? Performance indicator එකක් කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Okay, we have another several answers. Okay, measurements of performance under various functions. Yes, good. So basically what a KPI does, what a key performance indicator does is it measures your performance in terms of realizing your objectives. In terms of realizing your objectives, you have to set measurable, benchmarks. Right? මේ objective එක achieve වුණාද නැද්ද කියලා අපි අන්තිමේදී decide කරන්නේ මොනවා හරහාද? මේ කියන KPIs හරහා, key performance indicators හරහා. අපේ performance එක සම්බන්ධව තියෙන indication එක. Performance එක හොඳද, නරකද, මධ්‍යස්ථද, right? අපි strategy එක achieve කරලාද නැද්ද? ඒක අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ යම් කිසි ආකාරයක measurable, අපි කියනවා මිනුම් දඬුවක් අපිට ඒ objective එකට assign කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් විතරයි. right? දැන් උදාහරණයක් ගන්න මම අර කලින් කිව්වා වගේ අපි දකිනවා on business organization එකක් ඒගොල්ලන් දැන් environment analysis එක කරාම දකිනවා එහෙම නැත්නම් strategic analysis එකක් කරාම යාලා දකිනවා risk එකක් තියෙනවා traditional business එකක් හැටියට මගේ organization එකට risk එකක් තියෙනවා. I have a risk as a traditional business. I may probably go out of business if I only focus on traditional sales method, right? So that observation they make. Then they create a broader goal. What is the goal? Maybe to, let's say, expand their revenue channels, right? Maybe to broaden their revenue channels, or maybe to widen their market, right? There's a broader goal. So to achieve that, they come up with the set of specific objectives. කොහොමද මම මේ market එක widen කරන්නේ? කොහොමද revenue channels මම expand කරන්නේ? Right? ඒ සම්බන්ධව මට objectives එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Objective එක අරකට වඩා තව ටිකක් specific වෙන්න ඕනේ නේ? Right. So then they come up with objectives. Maybe let's say to introduce new online channels to reach out to your customers. Then it has to be very specific. Online channel kohama, let's say online revenue generation, how? Or let's say how specific are we going to be in terms of online revenue generation? Let's say 20% of our total income should be in terms of online revenue generation, which has to be realized at the end of the, let's say, first 6 months of the next year, 2022, right? Likewise, they are more specific, but also they tell us how these goals should be achieved. Then how to measure whether they are achieved? My objective එකට අපි KPIs assign කරනවා. කියනවා 20% online channels හරහා revenue අපි broaden expand කරන්න යනවා ලබන අවුරුද්දේ පළමු මාස 6 ඇතුළත. එහෙනම් ඒක හරි ගියාද නැද්ද කියලා අපි කොහොමද බලන්නේ? key performance indicators තියෙන්න ඕනේ නේ. What can be our key performance indicators in such a scenario? Yeah. What do you think our performance measures can be for that kind of an objective? How can we see whether they have been achieved? Or let's say we are setting up a website. So setting up a website, so our objective is to broaden our revenue base by 20% through website sales coming from our e-commerce channel within the first 6 months of next year. So how to see whether it was achieved? What can be a possible performance measure? What can be a KPI? Can you think and tell me? Now this is the level of thinking that you should have as third year undergraduates. Right? You have to always try to think at a higher level. What do you think a business practically would need to have as a performance measure to achieve that kind of an objective? මම දැන් ඔය පැහැදිලි කරා වගේ objective එකක් achieve කරගන්න business organization එකකට මොන වගේ performance measure එකක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්? මොන වගේ KPI එකක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්? Just think and tell me. Right, yes, very good. Now Thamoda says value of orders received through website. Yes, our sales value through website can be a ideal performance indicator to show whether we have reached our target, right? So likewise, now that is a very simple example I gave. They can be getting more complicated when it comes to a real business scenario, but see, that's how these elements should be integrated to one another. Right? I hope now you understand about how important, how the integration of these things should be. Then, one method of achieving this is through tabulation, as shown for a fictitious company in table 5.6. Now, in table 5.6, it has been depicted how an imaginary company has tried to come up with an effective strategy development with the use of goals, objectives, and associated KPIs, right? So in table 5.6, if we move forward, you can see here, there are there are broader goals, specific objectives, and also strategies to achieve these objectives, right? So having your goals, objectives, and strategies outlined in this way itself, right, helps to understand how clear and how connected each of these elements are, right? And this itself is very helpful for you as an organization to come up with a very good, effective, and efficient strategy development process, right? So let's see what else it says. Each of the objective should have specific KPIs to ensure progress to the more general goal. හැම objective එකකටම අර අපි කලින් කතා වුණා වගේ specific KPI එකක් attach වෙලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ. A specific KPI has to be attached to each objective. Why? To ensure the progress to the more general goal. To ensure whether our general broader goal has been achieved, or what is our progress in terms of achieving that goal. One thing. And also time frame in which to achieve these objectives. Right? And also now let's talk about the features of good objectives as we move forward. There has to be a specific time frame, right, within which you are going to achieve these objectives. Now, like I earlier mentioned, 20% increase in our online sales revenue within the first 6 months of 2022. So that's very specific, no? You specified a time frame, isn't it? So it's very important that you attach a time frame to your objectives as well. Right. I think someone is unmuted. Can you kindly mute yourselves? Right. Thank you. Okay. Then prioritization of goals is also very important. What do you mean by prioritizing? Prioritize කරනවා කියන්නේ මොකක්ද අපි? ප්‍රමුඛත්වය ලබා දෙනවා කියන එක නේ. Right. So prioritization of goals can help in communicating the digital business vision to staff, and also when allocating resources to achieve the strategy. So prioritization of goals is important. Why? For two things according to this point. One thing, it can help to communicate your organization's digital business vision to your employees. One thing. And also prioritization is helpful for your organization to decide how to allocate resources to these each specific goal, each specific strategy, right? So you as an organization may have several goals, 5 goals, 10 goals, there might be several goals, but realistically your organization might not be in a position to achieve all of these goals at once. That's obvious, right? Then organization එකක් හැටියට goals කිහිපයක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ. Immediately achieve a goals අතර තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයාලට immediately achieve කරගන්න ඕනේ goals. Mid term එකකදී achieve කරගන්න ඕනේ goals, long term එකේදී achieve කරගන්න ඕනේ goals, right? එතකොට ඒ වගේම urgency එක වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මේ goals කිහිපයක් ගත්තාම immediately achieve කරගන්න ඕනේ goals මොනවද? long term එකේ achieve කරගන්න ඕනේ goals මොනවද? Right? So maybe let's assume an organization, for example, they have a business goal to, like I mentioned earlier, to widen their revenue base by 20% via online channels, right? That is that's an objective. So widening the current revenue base, or widening the market share, local market share. And also they may be having a goal, let's say, to be the top performer in the South Asian region, right? So when we compare those two goals, what can we immediately achieve? අපිට South Asia වල number 1 වෙන එක long term එකේදී අපි achieve කරගන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන දෙයක්. නමුත් අපි local market එකේ අපේ market base එක, revenue base එක වැඩි කරගන්න එක අපි immediately achieve කරගන්න අවශ්‍ය දෙයක්. රඳා පැවැත්ම සඳහා අපිට නේ. අපේ survival එක සඳහා රඳා පැවැත්වීම, අපේ profitability හැම එකක්ම ගත්තාම immediately අපි achieve කරගන්න ඕනේ goal එක ඒක. Right? So, but achieving these goals today will help you achieve those long-term goals later. That also you have to keep in mind. But when there are several goals, you have to be able to prioritize. What should we allocate resources to immediately? අපි මොන goal එක achieve කර ගැනීම සඳහාද දැන් ඉක්මනින්ම වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒක මත පදනම් වෙලා ඔයාලා communicate කරන්න ඕනේ employees ලාට. Right? Now, when you have an immediate requirement to broaden your market base within the local market, if you communicate to your employees that our goal is to be number 1 in South Asia, then there's a little mismatch, right? So therefore, you have to select what's your priority goal. You have to communicate it to your employees, and also you have to allocate resources to those prioritized goals that you have in mind, right? And also maybe let's say you have another goal to be a good corporate citizen, right? Let's say to serve the wider community, right? Maybe establishing new community development projects through things like that, right? But first you have to survive as a business, right? So therefore, when allocating resources, you have to consider what your priorities are, right? So moving on to this table now, what does it talk about? I'm not going to talk about each and every one of these goals, objectives, and strategies, but let's just pick one or two and see what they talk about. Now, when you read through these goals, develop new revenue from new geographical markets, increase revenue from smaller scale purchases from retailers, ensure retention of key account customers, improve efficiency of sourcing raw materials, reducing your time to market, cost for new product development, protect and increase efficiency of distributor and partner network. Now, when you look at these first three goals, right? First three goals, they are attributable to the sell side of the organization or the buy side organization. What's your feeling? First three goals: developing revenue from new geographical markets, increasing revenue from small scale purchases from retailers, ensuring retention of key account customers. These are sell side or buy side? Yes, they are sell side, isn't it? So these goals are for sell side, but look at 4, 5, and 6. Efficiency of sourcing raw materials, procuring, right? Reducing time to market and cost for new product development, right? Upper stream, the upper stream supply chain. Then protect and increase efficiency of distributor and partner network, more oriented towards the buy side. So organizations goals also can be related to your sell side, related to your buy side, even within your organization. Internal business perspectives can be there, right? So among these, as an organization, now you have to decide what is our priority, what is number one, what should be two, what should be three. Based on that, you have to communicate those to your employees and other stakeholders. And based on the priority, you set aside resources. So see, now let's, for example, take the first goal, developing developing revenue from new geographical market. Alut geographical markets වලින් අපි revenue generate කරන්න ඕනේ කියන එක අපේ තියෙන important goal එකක්. දැන් මේක කොහොමද අපි achieve කරන්නේ? ඒක සඳහා objective එකක් හදලා තිනවා. More specific. Achieve combined revenue of £1 million by year end. මේ අවුරුද්ද අවසානයේ වෙද්දී, now this is a UK based example, so that's why they have been given as pounds, right? So මේ අවුරුද්ද අවසානයේ වෙනකොට අපේ combined revenue එක, අපේ total revenue එක £1 million වෙන්න ඕනේ, right? Out of that, online revenue contribution should be 70%. ඒ revenue එකේ 70% අපි online revenue generation එකක් විදියට ලබාගෙන තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Now you see, this broader goal of developing revenue from new markets has been made more specific through the objective, right? Then coming to strategies. Strategies වලින් මොනවද අපිට කියන්නේ? කොහොමද අපි objective එක achieve කරන්නේ? How are we going to achieve the objective is what strategy talks about. Now don't confuse with KPIs, right? KPIs are there for measuring whether it has been achieved. Strategies are there for telling you how exactly to achieve your objectives. දැන් මේක තවත් පල්ලෙහාට detail out වෙනවා. Goals, objectives, strategies, tactics, actions, ඔන්න ඔය වගේ පොඩි levels වලටත් තව breakdown වෙනවා. But here we have shown you only the strategy level, right? Strategic level. මේක තවත් නැත්තම් පල්ලෙහාට තව මේකේ sub parts, sub components add වෙනවා, right? and strategy එකෙන් ඔයාලට කියනවා කොහොමද මේ objective එක ඔයා achieve කරන්න කියලා. දැන් කොහොමද මේ company එක මේක achieve කරන්න යන්නේ? excuse me. Create e-commerce facility for standard products. අපේ organization එකේ තියෙන standard products වලට maybe අපි තීරණය කරනවා කියලා හිතමු අපේ fast moving objects මොනවාද? වැඩිම demand එක තියෙන objects මොනවාද? More standard objects means products, right? Products මොනවාද කියලා අපි තීරණය කරනවා. ඒ කරලා ඒ products අපි e-commerce facility එකක් කරා website එකක් කරා feature කරනවා customers ලට purchase කරන්න, right? And assign agents to these markets. And also in these new markets, in these new channels, you assign new agents for them to monitor the sales performance of these markets, right? So that's how it's gonna go. So you see how each of these have a very clear connection between each other. Now you as a student, as an undergraduate, if you are given a specific scenario, you have to be in a position to detail out, given a particular organization situation, how is that organization going to come up with goals? What sort of goals can they have? What sort of objectives can they have? And also what sort of strategies would be helpful for that organization to achieve those objectives. You have to be able to detail out those kinds of things at your level, right? Okay. Then let's move forward. I'm not going to talk about each of these the elements, but you can see, right? You can read through and see leisurely how each of these are connected with each other, right? As with other forms of strategic objectives, e-business objectives should be smart and include both efficiency and effectiveness measures. Now, the smart objective concept of smart objectives is something that you have learned so many times, right, in different subjects. So, just like in any other objective, e-business related objectives should definitely be smart as well, right? There have to be an efficiency and effectiveness attached to these objectives, right? So how are we going to set smart objectives? SMART is used to assess the suitability of objectives set to drive different strategies. SMART කියන එක අපි use කරන්නේ to assess the suitability of objectives set to drive different strategies. අපි විවිධ strategies විවිධ උපාය ක්‍රම realize කර ගැනීම සඳහා අපි ගොඩනගලා තියෙන objectives වල අපේ අරමුණු වල කොයිතරම් යෝග්‍යද ඒක යෝග්‍ය බව බලන්න suitability එක කොහොමද කියලා බලන්න to assess the suitability, how fitting are these objectives in order to drive different strategies, right? Or the improvement of the full range of business processes, right? එහෙම නැත්නම් අපේ business processes improve කරන්න මේ කියන objectives කොයිතරම් යෝග්‍යද? අපේ businesses improve කර ගැනීම අතින් කොයිතරම් යෝග්‍යද objectives? එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ objectives මත පදනම් වෙලා හැදිලා තියෙන strategies, right? ඒ strategies realize කර ගැනීම සඳහා ඒ strategies හරහා objectives realize කර ගැනීම සඳහා ඒ පරමාර්ථයට කොයිතරම් යෝග්‍යද අපේ objectives, right? Then let's go through each element quickly. Specific, measurable. What is the third one? A means have to be achievable. R means what? Yes. What does R mean in SMART? Yes, they have to be realistic, right? And also they have to be relevant, right? So first let's look at the specific element. Objectives should clearly define what will be achieved. Now that you have understood, no, I have explained several times how important it is for organizations objective to be specific. and not vague, right? අපි කියන්නේ vague වෙන්න හොඳ නැහැ. කියන්නේ අපි කියනවා ambiguous, vague ඒ වගේ වෙන්න හොඳ නැහැ. objective එකක් හරිම specific වෙන්න ඕනේ. හරිම නිශ්චිත වෙන්න ඕනේ. right? Then measurable. Results of the objective should be observable and measurable. Now let's say if we just say now our goal is to broaden our market share. Then let's say you come up with an objective saying we have to increase online revenue. Online revenue composition should be increased. Is that a good objective? No. Why? Because it's not specific. It's not measurable. Okay, fine. We have to increase our online revenue. Fine. By how much? By when should we achieve it? So there should be a measurement element attached to it. කොච්චරකින්ද අපි online revenue generation එක වැඩි කරගන්න. Then achievable. Objectives should be challenging but achievable. Right? Now it is also very important. Now you may be going through all these stages, right? You might be having a very good well-detailed situational analysis and well-defined goals and also well-defined objectives, but if they are not achievable, then there's no point, right? Let's say if you're a small business owner who just started your business, if your objective is to be the number one seller in South Asia within the next year, it's not achievable, right? So these objectives should be achievable. Achievable in terms of what? In terms of your organization's resources. They should be achievable in terms of your organization's competencies, and they should be achievable in terms of the environment in which you are currently existing in, right? A number of environmental factors also factor into your objectives. අපි මේ කරන්න යන objective එකට external environment එකෙත් ලොකු බලපෑමක් තියෙනවානේ, internal environment එකේ විතරක් නෙවෙයි. So you have to have a very clear understanding about all these things when you come with the achievable objective, right? Okay. Then they should be relevant. Relevant for what? Objective එකේ අදාළ වෙන්න ඕනේ මොනවටද? relevant වෙන්න ඕනේ මොනවටද? To your organizational unit and also contribute to overall goals of the organization. Then මේ objective එක අපි දැන් currently අපි environment analysis එකක් කරනවානේ. ඒකෙන් අපි opportunities, threats, problems issue කරනවානේ. Internal, external environments දෙකෙන්ම. දැන් මේවා identify වෙන්නේ entire business එකට වෙන්න පුළුවන්. business එකේ එක sector එකකට වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එක business unit එකකට වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එක division එකකට වෙන්න පුළුවන්. right? මේ clear opportunity එක එහෙම නැත්නම් threat එක, මේ weakness එක තියෙන්නේ කොතනද? ඔයාලා අඳුන ගන්නවානේ. ඒ අඳුන ගන්න තැනට relevant වෙන්න ඕනේ ඔයාලා හදන objective එක. That's what this point say. They have to be relevant to your organizational unit that is facing the problem or opportunity. And also the objective on the other hand has to be relevant to your goals of the organization, right? One thing relevant to the unit facing the problem and opportunities. Second thing, the objective should be relevant to achieving overall goals of your organization, right? Then definitely they have to be time related. Objectives should include a time reference such as a specific deadline. So why is it important to have a time frame attached to your objective? A deadline එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ because then it creates a sense of urgency, isn't it? මේක achieve කර ගැනීම සඳහා යම් urgency එකක් ඇති කරන්න නම් company එක පැත්තෙන් එහෙනම් අනිවාර්යෙන්ම ඔයා time frame එකක් attach කරලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ ඒ objectives වලට.